Death card beginning this. Okay, and then we have the Ace of Cups that came upside down. So the end of sadness and pain and unrequited love, blocked or repressed emotions, done for. Infertility, having miscarriages. But there's the Death card ahead of it, so it's kind of a double negative here. And it means basically what the Ace of Cups means upright, if you want to be logical about it. New beginnings, new relationships, new romance, love, happiness, joy, conception, fertility in any aspect of your life, pregnancy, celebrations, socializing. The Ace of Cups is about an outpouring of love, a newness of love, a new love, interest, something that you love to do that's new. And it's the end of bad times. It's the end of sadness. It's the end of pain for you. So right here, I mean, is just something to celebrate with these two cards, and 111 right on the clock when I look up, which also signifies new beginnings and new relationships. And we have the High Priestess popping her beautiful head out. So yeah, there's some sort of intuition that you've been listening to with yourself, an inner knowing about who you are, especially when you go through dark times or hard times. You really get to know who you really truly are. You know, how much grit do you really have in order to work through your issues? Do you give up easily? Do you work through things, you know, like a champ? You get to see what you're really made out of when you go through hard times. So I think right now you're very in tune with yourself and what you're capable of. And now that's kind of the end of this chapter of darkness, you can actually walk forward and feel wise. You're wiser now because of it. You've learned your lessons and you've kind of leveled up. You have a knowledge about you that grew because of this time, you know, that you had to go through. It's never fun, but if you take it the right way, you can learn from it somehow. And now you have a new chance at love. So there's a decision here now. With the Two of Swords. Where do I go now? What do I do? Maybe there's two relationships. There's judgment too with decision. There's a lot of decision making with you. There's a lot of mental activity happening with you. You might be feeling exhausted because you have a lot of mental activity, especially if, you know, if you've ever tried to study for a very long time, you get exhausted. You know, you're physically burning calories still, you know, kind of using your brain so much and thinking, you know, very hard on things, concentrating for long periods of time. It could be draining. But there's a huge awakening with you. It seems like there's something that you have to decide, or now you're deciding it now. Like, where are you going next? Am I going to follow my heart, or, you know, am I going to just do what's easy? We have the Tower popping out. I guess you're trying to just mitigate ever having a tower moment again. If you've already gone through one recently, you don't really want to go through another one. It's pretty exhausting, yeah? But I think you had a tower moment about some sort of love. Maybe you thought you were in a relationship that was going to just be a little bit more long-lasting. But as you see here, something got in the way. There's a third entity here that got in the way, which probably caused a tower moment for you. You know, one thing cracks in the foundation and then the whole house blows down. So you've gone through some kind of dark moment when it comes to a love relationship, something that you thought was going to be fulfilling. You know, you thought you found the one. You know, the Nine of Cups is all about getting exactly what you've been looking for. You know, like your dreams coming true, but there's been heartbreak and betrayal in this relationship. Definitely a disastrous ending with the Tower. So what are you judging? What is this Two of Swords? The Lovers. Yeah. Well, I guess that's fair. I mean, you know, now you're second guessing any relationship that you might go into next because of what's happened to you. Only fair. You know, any kind of partnerships, now you're even more hyper aware on what you are going to look for. You know, you can't be like this, you know, red flag police all the time when you're with someone. You have to give people grace enough to mess up in front of you and still think that they're a good person, right? It depends on how they mess up and what they're doing, but you have to also do be aware of these red flags because we tend to overlook them when we are in a infatuation phase of first meeting someone. We kind of like to overlook all the things that we're seeing that we don't want to see because we're like, this is so much fun. I don't want to get it ruined by this. Let me think about this later. And then a year goes by and you knew that problem was there from the beginning. So I think you're just judging everything like, is this person good for me? Is this person for real? Am I seeing with rose-colored glasses? Or am I seeing what's really in front of me? The Fool. It's new beginnings again. So you have a new beginning ahead of you. And it's up to you now how you want to act during it. You know, not everything has to be stressful. Not everything has to be like this stress-inducing, tiring act, you know? Like sometimes when you just let go of things that you can't fully control and just go after the things that you can and have just complete, like openness to what could happen, you kind of look to the world like the Fool does in a very optimistic manner, right? There's an optimistic innocence to the Fool. And even though you might not be innocent because you know what could happen in life, you've gone through a tower, you've gone through some crap times, I'd say, where it maybe knocked you off, track. So you're not innocent to what can happen to you. But when you remember to be present in every single new moment that you take in, you have to remember the things of your past, and your brain is really good at doing that for you. But you also have to have enough optimism to just let life happen in front of you before you call what the shots are. Just just let it go, basically. Don't be so uptight. Have a little bit of, just radical optimism. Having spontaneity again, like just having new beginnings, idealism, like when you're a youth and when you were a teenager, like you didn't know your plans until like 2 hours ahead of time, and you're just like, let's do it. Okay, that's it. It doesn't have to be a very long, drawn out thing. So remember just to kind of just be open to what life has in store for you, because not everything is going to be the glass half empty approach. It could be the glass half full. It's how you see the world. You see from the back of your eyes. You see what you think, basically. So now you have the King of Wands looking at you. Someone very energetic, strong, friendly, funny. Could be a fire sign. Now this King of Wands steps into the picture here. He definitely has his eye on you. You can see this person is kind of like sitting up and intently looking in a certain direction. There's some curiosity into you. The Page of Swords. What else we got? Curiosity, enthusiasm, and poverty, which is strange. Okay. 2 pages and the 5 of Pentacles. So he carries some, heartbreak, like any human being pretty much does on this planet. But there's this like little gesture, there's gestures because they're curious about you, they like you, they're intrigued. But it's a very enthusiastic curiosity, right? Like it says. But they're coming from a place of poverty, strangely enough. Maybe they're not getting what they're looking for in life. And when you finally get some sort of sign that someone might be, you know, intriguing to you. Say you go basically for a long time without feeling interested in somebody, right? It might be a couple of years where you're just like, I just don't see anyone that I'm interested in, you know? You almost start to give up hope that maybe there isn't anyone for you, like you're, you know, the person for you died at birth or something. But when you finally bump into somebody again, however long that is, and they immediately spark your curiosity and your attention is like just, you know, flabbergasted, you know, it doesn't matter where you've come from, it's what they're looking at, right? So the person's definitely intently looking at you, they're around you, they like what they see, that's for sure. They might be like an odd duck, I'm hearing, or just like a black sheep, or just someone that's different, someone that doesn't normally fit in anywhere. You too might not be able to fit in a lot of places or feel like you do. So when you both meet an odd duck, I'd say, there's like a likeness about you both that you both understand already. Okay, so there's just the Ace of Swords and friendship with the Three of Cups. They might have a plan to ask you to a social gathering. They might have a plan on just becoming your friend first, which is safe, you know, it should be good for everybody. There's some sort of festival, festivity, gathering, socializing, some kind of celebration party where this person might want to ask you to do this with them. Or they might communicate to you at a gathering of some sort, you know, where you'll realize the truth about what they're saying, 12:12 on the clock. Maybe they're going to tell you that they feel the same way. They feel like they know you without knowing you, you know, and you could be like, I kind of feel the same way. There's something like that, right? There's going to be like a brand new truth that's going to be presented to you at this time where you're just going to, it's just going to click, and it's going to be good because this person is really feeling you. So look at what happens after you're going through a very dark time with your Tower moment, having a lot of loss. There's a new chance at love, and just remember to kind of act optimistic about what could happen. Like every day is an adventure, every day can be a chance to be disappointed about things not happening for you, or it could be a chance of just being grateful of what you do have at the moment, even striving for something better, of course, you know, but remember that you are here right now, and instead of choosing to suffer over it, choose to enjoy what you do have around you. I'm sure there's one thing, at least one thing that you have around you that would make you feel grateful for having it at this moment. So it's just a way of thinking. It's not ignoring the other facts of life. It's just about spending your time wisely while you're finding somebody. Because if you just go about every day feeling disappointed that you're not meeting the one, quote unquote, there's gonna be a lot of disappointment around you, you know, and then you're gonna kind of carry that energy of disappointment before people even meet you. So remind yourself to just act like the fool a little bit in life. Be a little childish, be a little innocently open to just talking to anyone, you know, and keep your air about you light, because then it just brings in more light energy.